Last Minute Man, and I'm back here today on the range. I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And Mr. Obvious, what are we talking about today?
Oh, it's obvious that we have an LR-308 we're going to be talking about
yes,
today.
Yes, sir. And she is a sweetie. Very, very beautiful rifle here. And we're going to go into a lot of detail in the after-action report about all the different gadgets you got on this rifle. But let's talk real quick. You do have a competition Faxon barrel.
Yep.
And we do have a Strike Eagle in the first focal plane, 1x8 scope.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit real quick what your concept was here, what we wanted to build.
Yeah, we wanted to build, I guess, a designated marksman rifle is what we wanted to build.
Yep.
Since we had a couple standard 308s, but we didn't have actually one of these builds.
Right.
So now we have one. So we'll get to shooting this today and see just how it does.
And I'm really excited to test this out and really do a comparison for myself between my regular gunner barrel and my LR-308 and this bull barrel you got here now. They're both Faxon barrels. But we're going to start out shooting at 100 yards here and just get an initial group. And then we're going to walk it on out to 400, which I think is a pretty common range for people hunting in this day and age. But we are going to do something a little different. And Mr. Obvious, explain with the scope.
We're going to do with the scope today, we're not going to dial and shoot it. So it does have a bullet drop compensator built in it. So we're going to be using that, the hash marks, to see how they line up. So actually we probably need a dead zero at 200.
Yeah, I mean, we want to be shooting just a hair high at 100.
Maybe hair high at 100, and then we'll use it and go on out to 400.
And it'll be interesting to see also between two different people shooting, that bullet drop compensator is a little bit interpretive. Okay, so where I'm holding at 400 with the line and where he's holding is going to be a little different, so that'll be interesting to see. It's going to be difficult to hit, you know, a perfect crosshair because you don't have that, you just have a line. But and we'll show a little bit of a video of what it looks like in these crosshairs before we get started here. But without any further ado, let's get some shooting done.
Get some shoot.
And let's get our 3 shots with the hand load. All right, Mr. Obvious, we ready?
We are ready. We're going to,
let's see where we're hitting.
we moved the scope 1 inch to the left and 1 inch high, and we're going with hand loads now.
Get down there and look.
All right.
Okay, so real quick, you can see these two are almost touching here. So it was 1, 2, and 3, whoop, right there. So I pulled on that last shot. It was either my first or my last shot, I'm sure. But we're still, that's a little tighter.
I'm ready.
Okay. Mr. Obvious, 400 yards. Bullet drop compensator. Let's see if I hit it. Just above dead center. Buddy, it stacked them. Let's go over there and look.
All right.
All right, I am absolutely tickled pink with these results. So this was my first shot. I could tell that when I shot through the scope there. And these were my next 2. And this is just over 2 inches. So we're like 2 1/8 right there. So that is serious shooting at 400 yards. I love that rifle. That thing is spot on. Okay, Mr. Obvious, let's try your hand at this. We did not paint over the targets. So we'll see what the difference and interpretation is. There's a hit. Yeah.
Sitting to the right for me.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is there. We'll go down, get her, and do an AAR. And we are back with our after action report. And what do we have to report today, Mr. Obvious?
I'm telling you, we have to report, it's obviously that you shot a tight group with this competition barrel. So
this thing is sweet.
Yeah.
Faxon, I think you did a great job with this barrel.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I wouldn't have thought it was going to be that much better. If you remember in a previous video when I shot my AR-10 with a standard gunner Faxon barrel, and I believe it's a 16.5 inch barrel as well, I was shooting about a 3 3/4 inch group out there at 400. And this is shooting just over 2 inch groups.
At 400
Wow.
yards, that is awesome.
Wow, and those were with your hand loads. We didn't do it with the Winchester white box there because frankly, we were getting a radically different print on the target, and we shot off camera and got it zeroed for those hand loads. And the hand loads were excellent, very consistent. If you're shooting with military grade ammo or like Wolf ammo, something like that, you're not going to shoot that good, I would say. You know, that'd be interesting to do next time when we do a run and gun with this. It'll be interesting to see how it does with some factory ammo. But I wanted folks to see how really tight this thing can shoot.
Yeah.
And the scope. I love this scope.
Yeah.
Now this is right up my alley. When I was in the military, I used an ACOG, Trijicon ACOG, and the bullet drop compensator, for me, I trained hard on it, okay? That was the only thing I used. Love that thing. It's used as somewhat of like a rangefinder as well, because you'll find a typical man has the same shoulder width. You know, you're about 2 foot wide, most guys. So out there at 400 yards, what you're doing is going up that tree, and we'll show some film here of what it looks like inside. But you want that out there, that 400 yard line I have from shoulder to shoulder. Now what that does is allow me to establish range and allows me to get on him quickly, and then it's actually shooting center mass. So it worked out exactly the way it was supposed to look. And Mr. Obvious, when you were shooting, you were interpreting it as the 400 was a crosshair.
Yeah.
So that's why he was shooting consistently lower. And the trigger pull, as we stated, we zeroed the scope for my eye, and that's all there is to say about that. Now let's talk about the rifle itself. What do you think about the Magpul stock there?
I like it. I can adjust it up and down and length of pull in and out. So it's a little heavy. I'll give it that. It is heavy. It makes the gun heavier. I mean, it'll pick up a couple pounds on the gun. So, but
when we're saying it's heavier, now this is clear, okay? This is empty. But when we're talking about heavy, I mean, it's not like it's radical. I mean, this is definitely not an unwieldy gun. I actually like the way it feels. It gives it a good balance with the scope on it.
Yeah.
Having the heavier Magpul stock does give it good balance, especially when you throw the Magpul bipod on there. But man, I love this grip.
It's a designated marksman rifle. There's no doubt about it. It's shooting like one too. So.
Oh yes, it is. And this is a Wilson Combat grip.
Yeah.
And I really like it. I mean, it's different. Something to jazz it up a little bit. You know. Yeah. And the FailZero bolt that's in here, we have had very good luck with these. I mean, you'll read varying reviews online, and I think you'll see that with anything, really. But for us, the FailZero has been working great.
Yeah.
Now, one thing is, this did have a little bit of a break-in period. When we got it, it was sticking on us a little bit.
Yep.
And took it back up there to American Gun and Pawn, and Mike up there looked at it. He said, guys, it just needs broke in. And
yeah, he got some ammunition that would work in it, went out and fired it several rounds, and got it working in. We ain't had no problem since.
Not since. So
the only problem we have is with that mag.
And this is an AR Stoner mag, and these are metal. Yeah. And we have not been able to get them to feed through this rifle. I have not tried it in mine yet. But this feels really tight. The
spring is so tight in there. It's like it needs a tighter spring back here in the buffer. But when it feeds, what it's doing is it's shoving the bullet up about like that.
And it catches.
So it's just when you fill the mag up, that spring is so tight in here that it's not wanting to work just right.
Some people like it tight.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, these definitely did have some issues in this rifle. The hex mags, no issue whatsoever. The Pro Mag, we haven't used yet. We'll have to test that with the running gun. Frankly, 30 rounds is heavy.
Yeah.
So to me, that's why we haven't really used it. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not a 223, guys. It is a 308. So there's a lot more weight with 30 rounds. And the muzzle brake you put on here is outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing shoots like a 22, man. It's got no recoil.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it just lays them right in there.
That's why I was able to get off quick shots. Yeah. And that's kind of, I like to do that. I like to kind of test myself and shoot quickly, a little more rapid. I don't take wild shots, but I try to test myself and how quick can I get off that follow-up and still hit where I'm wanting to hit.
Yeah, you copied that didn't you? Quickly.
Quickly?
Trump would say quickly.
Quickly, yes, bigly.
Bigly, quickly.
But
we get it done quickly.
The trigger on this is awesome.
Oh, it is nice.
I love that trigger. And is that an AR Stoner trigger in that, or is it a?
That's a 2-stage trigger. American Gun Pawn put in there.
We'll have to ask them what that was.
I don't know what trigger it is, but it is a sweet trigger.
It's awesome.
It's got just a small amount of creep, and you pull it just a bit more, she's gone. It's sweet. It's right around 4 pounds. I mean, it's working perfect. They done a good job putting this gun together.
Yeah, I mean, really, no negatives. None. And I like to try to give a negative and a positive. If I was going to throw out a negative, it would be possibly the weight, although it's really not unwieldy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad at all. It takes getting used to. I mean, this isn't an AR-15. It's not 6 pounds. Well, what did we weigh this in at? Like 11 pounds, 9 ounces, something like that?
It is right around, 11 pounds, something with everything on it, bipod and all. So.
Yeah, but that was without ammunition. So we'll have to get out the scales and weigh this when we do our running gun. Yeah, if you're into a 308, guys, you're not going to have a real lightweight gun.
No,
it's not going to be a 223, or if you got an AR-10 and like 6.5 Creedmoor, you're going to have the same thing.
Yeah,
you're going to have that extra weight, which doesn't. Yeah, if I was in the mountains of Afghanistan hiking at 14,000 foot elevation, yeah, it's going to make you a huge difference.
Yeah.
And after a while, even an AR-15 when I was overseas would begin to weigh you down. AR-15, it was an M4.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine was about 6 pounds 7 ounces. And some guys would kit their rifle out with all kinds of surefire flashlights and all this. Well, we had night vision, And so guys would have that on there, and that's all fine and good. I ain't knocking anybody, but I would give guys shit. I'd say, dude, you got nods, man. Why you got a flashlight on there? And it wasn't like they were like little lightweight flashlights.
Yeah.
These things were big. It was just cumbersome, ridiculous, and I gave guys hell. You can imagine I was real popular, but I was a smart ass. But anyway, yeah, so is there anything we want to add, Mr. Obvious?
I don't know much more to add to it. I mean, Faxon done a
outstanding
job on that match grade barrel.
FailZero bolt, excellent.
I mean, we're 2-inch groups at 400 yards.
That's awesome.
That is knocking it out of the park, Faxon.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with that.
Yeah.
And
out of a semi-auto gun, what can you do 2-inch groups with?
That's pretty damn good.
Auto.
Yeah.
That's badass. I don't care how you look at it.
And again, this wasn't an extreme magnification scope. We were using the bullet drop compensator, and that does take getting used to. But I love this scope.
Yeah. For my trigger pull and everything, I needed to move the scope over about 2 minutes angle, but what it is. This trigger pull, my trigger pull is totally different. I'm a bench shooter. And we zeroed it for you, and you was right in there. I mean dead center, knocking a blackout.
Yeah, I love this thing, but it shoots outstanding. Again, can't say it enough. Faxon, you did a great job. And we are not sponsored by Faxon. We are not sponsored by FailZero or anything we brought up here. We just tell you what we like and give you our honest opinion on it. And I mean, is there any other kind? No, just the honest one,
straight up.
But that's just we call it like we see it. But we've both been shooting so long and been doing this so long that for Mr. Obvious and I, when we're looking at building a rifle or buying things, we buy big, and I know kind of what to look for. You're going to spend money if you want quality equipment. Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, I've got lower end scopes and stuff on some of my other rifles, but buy the best thing you can afford, and you're going to be happy with the results.
Oh yeah, this scope is absolutely magnificent on this gun.
It is. And when we do the run and gun, I think you'll really see that, you know, being able to zoom in at 200 and then on the fly taking it down to a 1 power and using it as a red dot. I think it's going to.
That goes to prove your point. Back when we shooting the 24 power scopes, you said you liked a lower power scope.
Right.
Here we are, 8 power, and still doing 2-inch groups at 400 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and again, it's the way you train. And you know, I trained on fixed 4 power scopes or a red dot for years. That's all, for 8 years in the Army. That's all I did. I either used a CCO or a Trijicon ACOG, and I went through 2 different variants of the ACOG while I was in. And I will say that ACOG was a great scope. But yeah, fixed 4 power out at 300 meters was no problem.
Yeah.
And plus you're shooting a 223, which has a pretty flat trajectory, but you're running a 14.5-inch barrel. You know, it's not like you got a lot of zip on that, you know.
That's true.
But yeah, but it's, you know, it's just what I'm used to. It's what I've trained with. But yeah, when you get into that extreme magnification, it takes a lot more focus for me. That's why the bullet drop compensator and all that works very well with my ADD. It really does. I mean, I don't have to focus real hard. I can just get right there, get on target, and boom. And it works really good when you're under duress. If you're taking fire, your fine motor functions kind of go away. It's just, that's right out the window. So it's all muscle memory, and that's all you can rely on in those situations. So again, this was an awesome rifle, awesome scope. Thanks to American Gun & Pond for building this for us. It is an awesome rifle. Anything we want to add?
Nope, nothing I can think of.
All right, with that, everybody, remember, keep your knife sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe. The Last Minute Man, we can use them subscriptions.